Hello and welcome back to Film Smart. In this episode, we are going to discuss our 2014 Oscar bait films, films we think are going to get nominated, win, or just be considered for Oscars in their respective categories. We're at the half point way of the year. We've seen a lot of good movies come, and we're going to see a lot of trailers for movies that are coming out soon in the Oscar bait season, which is, of course, October, November, December. Our first topic, though, we're going to be two trailers: Gone Girl and Foxcatcher. The first one is going to be Foxcatcher, the Steve Carell, Channing Tatum, Mark Ruffalo movie that deals with the wrestling I think it was 1996 wrestling U.S. team that led to murder with Steve Carell's character. The trailer came out this week. What do you think about it, Josh?
I thought the trailer was pretty good. I think Steve Carell, he's it's not the type of role I would ever imagine him in necessarily. And even Channing Tatum. I mean,
especially Channing Tatum.
They've both kind of transformed even their appearances for this movie.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh, Channing
You
Tatum.
said Channing looked like a gorilla.
He was like, he looked like he was gonna spit up on himself. But Steve Carell also has like a weird puffy face.
Yeah.
And Mark Ruffalo's like bald head with that weird beard.
Everybody just looks unrecognizable.
Yeah, but I think the trailer was pretty good and made me pretty excited for the movie.
Yeah, I mean,
it's clearly Oscar bait. You can even tell.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think it was at Sundance or some film festival. They said Steve Carell, get the Oscar statue ready. Channing Tatum, get the Oscar statue ready. And I was like, oh my god.
Wow, for Channing Tatum. Wow.
I mean, Steve Carell, on one hand, yes, he is the comedy actor, so I'm not expecting the big drama from him. But he's a very good actor, and comedy actors can do versatile roles. I mean, look at Bill Murray when he did Lost in Translation, which he was funny in, but it was still got him an Oscar nomination, which he hadn't had before. So, I mean, people can change, and I just want to clear, it's based on the true story of Mark Schultz, an Olympic wrestler, whose relationship with sponsor John DePoint, played by Steve Carell, and brother Dave Schultz would lead to an unlikely circumstances, which is, of course, murder. And Steve Carell's character is pretty wacky. So it'll really be interesting to see that scene when he smashes his head in the mirror, Channing Tatum's character.
Yeah,
that was, and the trailer felt like a horror movie almost. But I'm sure the movie's going to be great. Best Picture nomination, actor nomination, director nomination. It's from the same director who did Moneyball and Capote, so they have some good history behind them. Gone Girl trailer came out today. Today being the 7th of July. That really looked good too.
I loved the quote at the end. What was it? I think it was sometimes the simplest answer is the right one, or something. And she was like, I don't always find that true, or something like that. But I don't know.
I've never
it just
found
sounded
that true,
good the way it said it.
And it has Ben Affleck in. I think if he can do really good in this movie, Batman vs Superman, if he can do really good in this movie. I thought
it was really good in The Town and Argo.
Because this is obviously another Oscar bait film, not just for Best Picture and Director, but I think this could get some acting nominations.
Finally, Rosamund Pike might finally get some recognition.
She might get some recognition. Hopefully Ben Affleck will get an acting, because he's gotten quite a few Oscar nominations or wins, or a couple of them. But
I want him to be a winner in every category.
None of them have ever been acting ones. He's never gotten nominated or anything. So it would be great for his career and for people to shut up about Batman if he could pull in a really good performance. Because then if he get nominated or win an Oscar, people just be like,
he might just be a great Batman.
And it's not like he had bad performances in Argo, The Town, or Hollywood Town, where he played George Reeves. So, he can definitely... I think he can definitely do some good acting. Maybe Tyler Perry will get an Oscar nomination. His scenes that in the trailer actually didn't seem bad.
He wasn't wearing a wig and dress.
Yeah, he wasn't in drag, so it was definitely better. So I don't know. I don't think he's gonna get any.
No, no.
But I think
might get some Razzies. just Tyler Perry being within a movie.
I just hope he doesn't, because I don't want that to tarnish the movie.
Well, I was reading the comments on the actual trailer, and somebody said, "What's with Tyler Perry in this movie?" Somebody said, "It's David Fincher. He can get a good performance out of anybody."
Yeah, I mean, when you're a good director, you can do anything. I mean, there's
directing isn't just sitting in a chair.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, people. I don't think people really understand what a director is. That they control everything.
Tell the actors how to act.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest part of their jobs. And a director has to know acting.
George Lucas.
If a director doesn't know acting, then they can't be a good director, unless you're doing like an animated thing. But even then, you have to direct how they want them to say things. So I don't think if you want to be, or if you're an aspiring director and know nothing about acting or don't know how to get a good performance out of anybody, then you're going to be out of luck. But yeah, Gone Girl is going to be an Oscar bait film. We're looking forward to that. What it can do for everybody's career in that. I mean, Ben Affleck's career is through the wall, but if it can get him an Oscar nomination for actor in a leading role, that's something. The next movie, Fury, that trailer came out recently. The Brad Pitt World War II era. It takes place in Europe during World War II, and it's about a tank group of members. Has Shia LaBeouf in it. I don't like him.
Me either.
Yeah, it has Shia LaBeouf, Michael Pena, who I really like. He's an
Ant-Man.
Yeah, he's an Ant-Man. He was just in that movie about Cesar Chavez. I think he's a really good actor, but I think he's kind of underappreciated. He was in that other movie with Gyllenhaal. What's it called? I can't remember what it was called. It was about these police officers.
Is it End of Watch?
End of Watch. That's what it was. And he was really good in that. So I mean, he's good in everything he's in. So yeah, that movie looked good, and I like. It's a World War II movie, so obviously it's Oscar bait. I mean, let's just think about all movies take place during World War II. Life is Beautiful, Saving Private Ryan. The list goes on. I mean,
clear Oscar bait.
Letters from Iwo Jima. So movies just on and on. Oscar bait films. Schindler's List. I can't believe I almost forgot that one. But I'm looking forward to it for Brad Pitt. He likes to do World War II movies, obviously, because he was but he did Inglourious Bastards, and that was good for his career too. The next movie, his wife is doing one, Unbroken. That's also it takes place during World War II, with about a young man, a young Jewish man, I believe, and I think it's a true story. Yeah, it's a chronicle life of Louis Zamperini, an Olympic runner who was taken prisoner by Japanese forces during World War II. Yeah, and it's a true story.
That reeks of Oscar bait.
Yeah, that just reeks of Oscar bait. And it's interesting that he was kidnapped by the Japanese forces. I don't think he was a Jewish man. I think he might have been American. But although his last name, I don't know. But Angelina Jolie is directing it. So obviously, with producing Maleficent, which was garbage, but she herself in it was good. But now she obviously wants to get.
She was garbage. Which was garbage.
She was fine in it as an actress, but obviously, and then Unbroken. She obviously wants to get behind the camera more. So I'm looking forward to Unbroken. It's another. Her and her husband are both doing World War II things this year. It's weird, and they're both going to get Oscar nominations, I'm sure. So that's just a given.
But we haven't going to be completely terrible.
Yeah, but we haven't gotten anything from them yet. As far as trailers or anything. Exodus, Christian Bale, and the guy from Breaking Bad, Aaron Paul. They're in Exodus, Gods and Kings, and I think that's definitely anything with Christian Bale should be Oscar bait. I mean, and Sigourney Weaver, come on. And Aaron Paul, I mean, that's obviously Oscar bait. It's about Moses in the Bible. So I mean, it's an exciting story because there aren't too many biblical epics anymore. I mean, there was Noah this year, but that got mixed reviews, But there haven't been 10 Commandments anymore, those types of movies anymore, or even movies that are maybe not biblical movies, but they're biblical in their grandeur. Epic. Yeah, like Ben-Hur or something like that, or just something like that might not be exactly a biblical or religious movie, but it has that same feel. So, yeah, I'm very excited about Exodus, Gods and Kings. Once again, it doesn't have a trailer, but I think this it's directed by Ridley Scott, so he's kind of been up and down recently. Well, actually, just down. Prometheus, The Counselor.
He's been up and down.
Prometheus, The Counselor. what else did he directed something recently that was pretty bad? I can't remember what it was. Out of the Furnace, he produced that. That wasn't very good. Had Christian Bale in it too. Maybe
Christian Bale has had some ups and downs.
Yeah, but
Terminator Salvation.
But I will say, Christian Bale has always given a good performance. I have never seen a performance from Christian Bale
that wasn't
good. Whether he's playing Batman or a psychopath in American Psycho or The Fighter or American Hustle, he has never phoned in a performance. He has always been good. So maybe the direction, I think Ridley Scott can come back. This is the type of, this reminds me of Gladiator in that when it takes place, just the, in the desert. Another great actor. I think Christian Bale is kind of like what Russell Crowe was a couple of years ago, as far as a huge star and just getting bigger and bigger. So yeah, I think it'll be good. I'm hoping it'll be good. I'm excited about it. But once again, not a trailer for that. The Homesman, that has Tommy Lee Jones and Hilary Swank, and the synopsis for it is wacky. There's a claim jumper and a pioneer woman team up to escort 3 insane women from, I think, Iowa to Nebraska, or Nebraska to Iowa. But that sounds really good, just as far as the premise of transporting, and it takes place in like the 1800s. So I'm excited about that, and those are both good actors, and it's obviously Oscar bait type of film. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I almost forgot Interstellar. We got that trailer
long time ago,
2-3 months ago. Looks really good. I mean, it's gonna be good. It's directed by Christopher Nolan. Has Matthew McConaughey, Jessica Chastain, Anne Hathaway, Michael Caine, Wes Bentley, Casey Affleck, Ellen Bernstein, John Lithgow, David Oyelowo. I have trouble pronouncing his name. So just great actors in it. I mean, it's just, Lord. That's just a cast you want. And then the director, Christopher Nolan. And the premise of, people running out of, the world running out of food. They need to go out in space to go get some. And I've noticed some interesting things about it. You can tell that it takes place over a long period of time because you have young Murph, played by Mackenzie Foy. I think she was in the last Twilight film. She played like the little kid. And she's playing Matthew McConaughey's daughter, if you've seen the trailer. But then you also have Murph, just regular Murph, Jessica Chastain, who's going to play like the adult version of her, the young adult version. And then you have Ellen Bernstein playing the old Murph. So it's obviously taking place, and Ellen Bernstein's like 84 or something like that. So it takes place over.
Yeah, we're going to have a future scene.
Oh. Yeah. And yeah, so I think it takes place over a long. And somebody was saying, what were you about to say?
There was something about the whole interstellar travel thing. Like they go through the wormhole. What if they come back and it's so many years later?
Well, that's what John Campea was saying on AMC. Oh. Actually, I heard we're big fans if you're watching. He said that maybe. There has been theories, I think it was from Albert Einstein, who said if you traveled through a wormhole or something like that, interstellar travel like that, it would feel a lot shorter to you, but you come back, it would take a lot longer. So what feels like 2 months to him might be 15 years here. So that could be interesting. I also had a little theory that maybe that Matthew McConaughey's character dies, maybe, and
when his daughter might take over?
Yeah, that. Or I don't know.
In the trailer, was Jessica Chastain's character? Was she on the?
No, that was Anne Hathaway's character.
For a second, I was just getting confused. I haven't seen it in a while.
But I feel, I don't know, maybe he'll die and then. Although they did make a huge point about him coming back. And he comes back.
At the end of the show, doesn't he say, I'm coming back or something?
So maybe he leaves when she's, the girl. Like Jessica Chastain's character is never on screen with Matthew McConaughey's character. But the little girl is, and then he comes back and it's Ellen Bernstein. That could be a. What if that's like the end scene?
He comes back and he's his age, but
yeah,
that'd be really creepy.
Yeah,
in a way, but it'd be really cool too.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. And David Oyelowo, I like him a lot from Rise of the Planet of the Apes. He's a great actor. John Lithgow's a great actor. Casey Affleck, great actor. Michael Caine, Anne Hathaway, Jessica. I mean, this is obviously Oscar bait. Direction, and it's great because it's a sci-fi film, and sci-fi films don't always get a lot of Oscar recognition.
Mm-hmm.
And I shouldn't say that because a lot of times they don't deserve it. So people always say, "Oh, they don't get enough recognition in certain films." I'm like, it's because they didn't deserve it.
Because it was garbage.
Yeah. Or just because it wasn't Oscar. Sometimes it was just fine. Like there are some films that are good, like Pacific Rim. It's a good movie.
Good.
Didn't deserve Oscar nomination.
It should be nominated for Best Picture.
No, it shouldn't. Some movies are just good, and that's all that matters. And this was looks like a good movie, and more than a good movie. Some other movies that were the trailer came out. That's obviously Oscar bait.
Mm-hmm.
The Judge, that trailer came out 2 weeks ago, maybe. Robert Downey Jr. and Robert Duvall, two heavyweight actors. Robert Duvall, I mean, he's a legend in Hollywood. The Godfather and Apocalypse Now. He's done a lot of great classic films. So to see him go against Robert Downey Jr. playing father and son, with him, being accused of murder. It looks really good, and also has Billy Bob Thornton, who just got big, again with Fargo. So I'm really looking forward to The Judge. The trailer looked good. Did you see the trailer, Josh?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
well, you have to look it up. It was really good, but I think it looked pretty good. So I'm pretty excited for The Judge. I think that's probably on my top 5 most anticipated films of the year. So I think that's definitely one to get excited about. And this real quick, for animated films, I think Lego Movie.
I hope so. I love the Lego Movie.
I think that's a shoe-in to either definitely to get nominated. And then How to Train Your Dragon 2 is a shoe-in. From what I'm hearing, it could win. And from what I'm hearing, some of the stuff I'm hearing could get nominated for Best Picture. I mean, just as far as from what I'm hearing.
I do want to see
X-Men Days of Future Past, people are saying could get nominated for Best Picture.
It does.
Some acting nominated. I don't think it'll get acting. I wouldn't be surprised if it got Best Picture. This year...
People can stop crying about Fox.
This year, I've noticed there aren't a lot of big Oscar bait films like months like October and November.
This might just be the comic book movie's chance.
I think this is the perfect chance for them because a slow year like this is the perfect chance. Transformers is going to get nominated for Best Picture because it's such a slow year. No,
Best Picture, Best Acting.
But yeah, I definitely could see. I could see the X-Men getting nominated, and who knows, Captain America maybe. I don't know. And I think Dawn of the Planet of the Apes has to be put in this conversation too, because this is a very dark, drama-filled movie, and what I'm hearing is the best movie of the year so far. I mean, they say that about a lot of movies, but I don't know. It has a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes right now, so I think that's really exciting. So I think Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is definitely need to be put into consideration. This could be really a good year for sci-fi action films like X-Men, Interstellar, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, to be put in consideration. How to Train Your Dragon 2 for movies like this because it's a slower year. Last year, on the other hand, would have been much different. There were so many great movies that you can't put in an action or something. So I think these are our Oscar films that we think are going to get nominated for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actress, I can't say for sure, but just from what we've seen of these films, I think we can definitely think they're going to be considered, and a lot of them will be in them. So I'm looking forward to it. Tell us your thoughts. Subscribe, like,